if you really ground your emotional happiness on the fact that you still have pictures of your children, and you spend every morning looking at pictures of your children, and you have the pictures framed, and you sort of go, oh, at least I still have pictures of my children, then one good house fire can ruin your life. At some point, my wife got into Marie Kondo, which is a...
Marie Kondo, I think is her
Marie
name.
Kondo, yeah, you keep calling her Marie Kondo, and that's stuck. So I'll keep calling, if I mention the name again, it'll probably be Kondo, because that's become part of her lexicon, but it's Kondo, who I think was a bit of a tidying fad in the US or something, and it must have been like Instagram famous or something. He did the rounds, like it was picked up by the people that do fads and shit. So there was this minimalism fad, and my wife got sucked up into it. And I thought, oh, so she wanted to throw away all of our stuff. And then I said, oh, and then she put all our stuff in a pile. And then we went through it. And like, you want this? Not really. Throw it away. You want this? Not really. Throw it away. You want this? Not really. Throw it away. And I think we did actually throw away half of our stuff. Well, I say throw away. We gave away a lot. What the process is, according to Marie Kondo, is you take an item and you ask, does this bring me joy? And if it does, you keep it. And if it doesn't, you get rid of it. But then we were doing my clothes, and I only have clothes for practical reasons. So does this bring me joy? No. Does this bring me joy? No. Does this bring me joy? No. And then the winter came and I was cold. I remember I carried around loads of books. I think I must have carried around like 3 or 4 moving boxes of books because I had emotional attachment to them. And I thought that carrying them around, like having books is a good thing. I've changed my mind. I think that reading is a good thing, but carrying around books that you've read probably aren't going to read again. I guess if you ever settle down somewhere and you want to maintain a little library, more power to you. But I noticed that the reason I was holding on to my books was simple emotional attachment, but not practical reasons. So throwing them or giving them away, I think most of the books we just gave away, that was in a way hard, but also then led to the most release, because I don't care what happens to our blender. I have no attachment to my blender. So when my wife gives away my blender, I'm just a blender. But when I give away books that I sort of valued and carried around, moved with like 7, 8 times and physically carried around, then giving them away comes a bit of a, ooh. But then also the most feeling of, oh, this actually has been quite a freeing experience. We went through all of our papers, our important papers, and it turned out that almost half of them were just trash. Like important paper, you get like, oh, I should save this for later, and then you put it in like a folder, and then you don't look at it unless you really need to, and then you need to find like your visa, and then you look through all that trash to find your visa, and it's in there, which is good. But then if you look through all of it, you realize half of these are receipts for things that have ended already, or insurances that no longer are valid, or so. That one was the most. A lot of it was fun, but that was hard. Papers were really unpleasant. Because also, like, it's important. So if you throw away an important paper, then you're making a mistake. You have all these things like, should I hold on to this? Probably not. I don't remember really. I just know there was loads. We had loads of plates and cups, so we got rid of some of those. A lot of sentimental nonsense we threw away. My wedding ring. But that's because my wife lost hers like a few years before. And then I thought, I'll stop wearing mine. And then I thought, why am I carrying around a wedding ring? Because I hate the feeling of a ring on my finger. It's awful. So that went into the trash. The wedding photos. Well, I've never cared about photos. Well, then what happened was we were going to move from the Netherlands we were going to move from Germany to the Netherlands. I was thinking of asking my parents to help, but then at some point we decided let's not, because this is complicated and nonsensical. And we decided we were going to move countries by hand. So that meant we had to get rid of all of our furniture, which was easy because we only really had a couch that we gave away to a very happy person. And a washing machine that was cheap anyway. So instead of selling the washing machine, for example, which was only 200 euros to buy new, and was only a couple of months old because we had to buy one because our old one broke, instead of trying to get 50 euros for that or something, we decided to just give it away. How pleasurable it was to sort of have a poor student come and say, really, I can take this couch? Yes. Thank you! And it brought you quite a lot of joy. And it is said that generosity is very important. And I think that the good feeling that you got from giving away the couch and the washing machine was probably worth more than the 100, 150 euros you could have gotten for them if you really wanted to get What was yours? We were thinking of maybe staying in the Netherlands, but then our opinions changed and we decided to go to Colombia. So we again went through our stuff and sort of like, do we really want this? Yes or no? And we threw stuff away until we both had a backpack each and a rolly suitcase. So then we moved to Colombia with 4 bags of stuff. And now I'm going to go to the monks and I'm going to go with just my backpack. That's basically going to be everything that I own, which I think we're going to film me packing tomorrow. I think we really did throw away 90% or more of our stuff. There was not a moment important enough of, oh no, I shouldn't have done that I remember it now. So you carry around a lot of stuff in your life. When I say carry around, if you settle down, then you don't carry it around, you put it in your house. And then it's yours, you guard it, you put a lock on your front door But a lot of this stuff you have because, well, maybe everything that you, the viewer, owns is essential and a pivotal part of your existence, and without it, you would die. Or would have a harder life. I think that's the idea that I had before I started throwing stuff away. That the things in my life I had to maintain my standard of happiness or of comfort. And it turned out that when I started throwing things away, going through all of that stuff the first time and getting rid of what was obviously cruft was actually quite easy. And then you realize after you've done this, that there's this huge feeling of relief. Of like, wow, my house is tidier, there is more space, it does feel a bit airier, everything is a little bit nicer. Oh, I have this thing I need to put down. Oh, there's actually space on my shelf to put it down. Wow, this is a different way of living, which is extremely pleasant. It becomes harder because then the second time we sort of cut our stuff in half was almost out of necessity. Although I think that second time it was hard-ish, mainly for financial reasons, because we were getting rid of things that we thought we would probably have to replace if we once we settled down again, like a washing machine. Well, that's 200 euros. You can't transport it, so you have to get rid of it. But then the last time, it was really hard because, well, it was both hard and rewarding, because at that time you've already gotten rid of stuff and seen the reward of getting rid of stuff. And then you ask yourself, well, I see that I feel relief after I get rid of things. But I have a lot of attachment to this thing. Well, maybe if I give this away too, I'll feel even more relief. So you've seen the upside of things and you start questioning how important it is to really hold on to those last few things. Well, no, I'm still holding on to the last few things, but the process of identifying the attachment and trying to let go of it has been a very valuable and rewarding process. Because what I wanted to say was, in a way, the things that you own you. Because if you have big things, they take up space. They literally share space with you. If you have expensive things, then you have worries about protecting them and more expenses to guard them or insure them. If you have emotionally cherished things that you can't replace, then you've set yourself up for one accident of being one accident away from being very distraught. And I think there's sort of the extra metaphysical benefit of when you have the stuff and you're feeling okay, you might think you're feeling okay because of the stuff. And then your feeling okay is conditional. Like, well, okay. Got my house, got my couch, got my TV, got my candles, got my wine. I'm happy. But it's all conditional. What if the wine goes away? What if the dog eats the couch? It puts a bit of strain or stress on the situation. Whereas if you're in your house, well, you're still conditional on your house, but if you're in your house and you're happy, the dog can't eat your couch because you have neither a dog nor a couch. And the wine doesn't go away because there is no wine. And you're still happy. Then you realize, wow, I can be happy without things too. And then it makes your happiness a bit more solid. Tidying, throwing stuff away, attachment to material things, knives. This video is about how we throw away most of our stuff. This video is about the process of logarithmically declining your stuff. Goodbye. Bye.